Welcome everybody. Let me quickly say hello and introduce our newest PCNSE certification learning path by Palo Alto Networks, obviously. Palo Alto Networks Certified Network Security Engineer. This is what PCNSE stands for. This playlist video series was created for anyone who is looking to pass the PCNSE certification exam, or basically for anyone who wants to practice different Palo Alto Networks next generation firewall features and technologies. So to learn them, deploy them, monitor, and possibly also troubleshoot. Just to give you a brief introduction to the PCNSE certification, this one is classified as something between intermediate and advanced certification. Even though there is technically no prerequisites to take the PCNSE exam, I would personally recommend to at least be familiar with the PCNSE topics, or ideally have some previous PAN-OS experience. So ideally, if you know how to configure the different settings on the GUI, how to use the command line, how to configure different policy rules, how to read the security policy, initialize the firewall, configure basic firewall settings, stuff like that is going to help you with the actual PCNSE certification questions and assignments. Now, what I want to show you next is going to be our PCNSE learning path. So this is something that you could access from cybrec.com. Just go to Learn Certifications and pick the PCNSE certification path. As you can see, the playlist is broken down into several different areas, from core concepts through policies and traffic security, technologies and solutions, troubleshooting, down to best practices and design. Maybe let's now take a look at these different courses, the content for each of those sections, to better understand what type of features and technologies are included in those different courses. Okay, in starting with Palo Alto Networks Firewall, I want to make an introduction to the Palo Alto Networks next generation firewall, and I want to show you the basics, stuff like how to access the firewall, how to configure the GUI, basic GUI settings, how to use the command line. This is also where I want to show you how to work with the configuration files on the firewall, to finally move on and talk about interfaces, zones, routing, and perform firewall initialization. Okay, another course, traffic control for Palo Alto Networks Firewall, is all about security policy and identification engines. So these are pretty important topics. I would say one of the most important topics, because this stuff here, security policy and identification engines, is where you will spend most of your time as you work with the Palo Alto Networks firewalls. So most of the other things you will configure just once and forget about it, but security policy and identification engines, the different settings you can configure here, this is what you will be working on most of the time. And then we've got advanced traffic control, which is where we will move on and talk about other policies like network address translation. We will take a look at another important topic, decryption, understand decryption and deploy it. And this is where we will finish with advanced protection mechanisms such as security profiles for content identification, and then zone and DOS protection mechanisms. Next, we've got firewall solutions, where I'm gonna cover some more advanced technologies and features, like we will talk about high availability options for PAN-OS. We will see how to deploy virtual private networks site to site and global protect for remote access. And we will finish with introduction to Wildfire, which is an advanced threat detection solution. Troubleshooting Palo Alto Networks Firewall is where we will spend a lot of time looking at the different troubleshooting scenarios common issues, and the different troubleshooting tools we have available on PCNSE, both GUI and command line, to quickly pinpoint any potential problems related to networking, policies, and virtual private networks. We will also talk about the packet flow sequence so you guys understand how the firewall processes the communication internally, and we will also see how to use packet capture, or one of the commonly used troubleshooting tools, troubleshooting and monitoring tools available on PCNSE. The last episode in this series is all about best practices for administrative access. So this is where I'm going to talk about planning secure access. I'm going to show you how to deploy the management network in a secure way with the aid of role-based access control, and then we will also take a look at maintenance. I hope you guys enjoyed this video series. I hope you like the entire learning path we created here at Cybrec, and I hope it's going to help you with the PCNSE certification studies and overall understanding of the different technologies and features available on PCNSE. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at Cybrec.